champion pools, but who knows, Turquality might be the same.
Well, Udyr also being taken away. Vayne, of course, taken away. Not letting DoubleLift get on those Vayne mechanics, which he gets going so often with. Another pick. Are we expecting all... No, we're not. We're expecting proper picks and bans. It is going to be Annie taken away. I was about to say all respect bans. I was wondering here, but clearly not respecting the Annie.
Annie is just a really strong support right now. She shines in a lot of situations. 2v1, 2v2. She's a really strong kid, good engaged. There's one counter to it. Let's hope if somebody ends up picking it up. Or what I believe to be a counter or a band-aid at least to solve a lot of the issues, which is Leona. I feel like a Leona with hard engage could deal with it, but we'll never see it. And he's banned.
Will we see Nien playing Shyvana? He is available.
Jinx pickup. Is this interesting?
First pick for Jinx.
Is Jinx that contested that both teams need it, or does CLG have a strategy to revolve around actually DoubleLift? I get it. DoubleLift's gonna split push all day and then just shoot Super Mega Death Rocket to actually join the fight at the other side of the map and perhaps...
Well, it's CLG.
It is CLG.
You know, without Hotshot there, they've got to have someone to split
DoubleLift with a twist, rather.
This is more the picks I was expecting. A Thresh Shyvana, so that, you know, once Annie Renekton's taken away, we are going to see that Shyvana. Shyvana, very, very strong champion like now. I've been banging on about that all day, but I can't underestimate it enough. What are we expecting CLG to react to this?
Maristia Zyra coming out, does okay on the Thresh lane, has disengage potential for Jinx, who lacks a gap closer to get out of the fray, has CC potential. We've seen SK Gaming in the amateur scene done his lane a lot, rather. Very potential zone potential. Basically, they force each other into different zones. Jinx will zap you. If you juke it, you'll get into the snare, follow up with the traps, and then the Super Mega Death Rocket.
Well, we do see Elise has been banned fairly heavily throughout the day, actually. Now I can think about it. It was taken away in both Gambit games. Could get picked up there. Will there be a support maybe to follow?
CLG not sure. Looking for the early mid pick. Orianna is a rather safe pick.
It's a standard pick for Link as well.
Standard pick. General consensus on the answer for that often is Gragas. It's not exactly a counter, but it does well against Orianna. We might see it here again. Double displacement. Shyvana Gragas can knock your entire team around. Maybe if CLG relies on position, might be a good call.
So Ezreal, another potential. We saw, I believe it was Ezreal that DoubleLift got his pentakill in the All-Stars with Ezreal a long time ago, but we'll see how Killers, or Killerez, Killerez. Whoa! Draven! That I wasn't expecting.
Well, yeah, it might work. I mean, Jinx is relatively immobile. If Draven can actually close in the gap and keep catching his axes and then just hammer on his face, or roll axe on his face
axe
rather,
on the face,
then it might work. Another displacement actually coming out from Draven, so we might see some CLG pinball here, whether that works or not.
Well, alongside Thresh, they got a potential to just keep hold of that target. And like you mentioned, no easy escape for the DoubleLift other than the flash. But looks like Aphromoo will take...
Say Lulu gets picked, hypothetically.
It
has been picked rather. Look at the lineup from CLG. Do we see a certain trend emerging? Some AD carry with a, let's see, a defensive steroid on health for the support, a shield.
Shock horror.
A shock horror, yeah.
So CLG, they may be a different guys without Hotshot GG, without Chowster in there, but sure as hell, they're still playing the same old way.
We don't know. They might just have a different adaptation of it. I mean, it's not a bad comp.
Actually, to be fair, they need a tanky frontline if they're going to do that.
And you called it. But anyways, like Gragas can burst down people. Shyvana can jump on a non-gap closer AD carry. It's really good for CLG to answer this with the steroid from Lulu. Does well in lane against Thresh actually as well. Orianna is just a safe pick mid early. Provides a shield, provides a follow-up with the ball. Doesn't actually have like any ball transportation systems like a Shyvana Orianna combo would go. Generally could speed up Nasus to get into the fray. Maybe not really.
Could throw it on Elise, maybe leave
Elise repel, but doesn't really sound like all too synergistic. But Orianna is just a strong champion.
One thing's for sure, you can have a really big Nasus in there with the Lulu regrowth.
You can. Lack of hard CC on purple side team right now. If they pick up Riven, it's another actually like a stun, because Gragas has like a slow from body slam. He has displacement, but displacement is a little iffy. Target stuns are generally easier.
Switch to Rumble. Rumble, a champion that's been still played by in Korea. Actually, really surprised we don't see a great deal of it in Europe right now.
Well, we're not done yet, Demon. They might switch to Kazakhs, and they go. As we said, resets might be the way for them to win this game. We saw JWoww do phenomenal things already on Kazakhs, and he got big countered because he walked into the rock that is Zoro Zero, but definitely a strong pick or dangerous pick.
So this to me, I'm seeing basically Turquality are basically saying, okay, we see what you're doing. You're going for the full-on protect the double lift comp. So therefore, we're going to dive you. They've got a Shyvana going in, a Kha'Zix going in, possibly Belly Slam launching in there, everything going in towards double lift. Is that the way to go?
That might be fight fire with fire comp, but they have other ways to run this. Gragas has an insane amount of wave clear. So he can definitely hold his ground on a lane if he gets a little backing up from his teammate. Shyvana, once CLG engages, can just jump in and push them back. Kha'Zix, he can just go around the fight and just pick his target and pick them off and get a reset. I mean, Orianna, if she gets bursted down, can get quite squishy. I mean, Lulu is a good counter. I think Kha'Zix into Lulu is pretty dangerous. If Aphromoo is on top of his game, he'll throw out the Whimsy. He'll throw out the knock-up to prevent Kha'Zix from landing, coming from his ultimate right there. So that's definitely CLG has all the tools they need to work with. Definitely to see if Turquality is gonna take it home there.
Well, we will see what they do. They're looking happy just to be here, I think, at the Intel Extreme Masters in Cologne, a trip to Germany from Turkey. It's actually not too far away, to be fair. It's not too different compared to the Atlantic travel that Counterlogic Gaming have had to experience. All staying in a similar hotel and experiencing the delights that are Cologne. It's actually a city I've learned to really love. Honestly, you spent yourself a good season here as well. Enjoy the delights of Cologne, or do you just stream all day?
I stream League of Legends.
You do stream League of Legends all day, don't you?
I have to. It's too much fun.
It was hard work just to get you in here the other day. But we are about to get things underway, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Intel Extreme Masters here in Cologne. It is the second pro game of the day. Gambit Gaming already 2-0 over the red after a pretty much entertaining match. Good luck, have fun. Kick ass, don't die, and don't suck coming out from Nien. And Ahmet is agreeing. CLG as the blue team. Counterlogic Gaming, the Americans visiting against the Turks of Team Turquality. What do we expect here in level 1? Will we have a full-on charge into the bush? They will. They're going to throw the hook out and not land it, though.
So CLG could have caught them face-checking there and caught Turquality red-handed, and instead they decided to back off. Maybe they feared the all-in potential from the lineup. A lot of damage coming out to Turquality. Not too much CC, but if all damage lands on one target, with a hook, it might be enough. At least respect, you know. They're not baiting out the face check. They're respecting their opponents, going for the stable early game.
Well, we see the blue buff coming out from blue buff wards coming out from CLG, but honestly, actually, Turquality haven't gone for any counters of their own. Normally, do see the teams sneaking in. It's like, you're going to ward out blue, we'll go ward your blue. We're going to go red, we'll ward your red. But they haven't done that. They've simply got one in Banana Bush, one in River. And that is it.
Yeah, they blew 2 wards on a relatively small patch of vision, leaving their flanks completely open. They did do a double ward mid on top of a Gragas, which is pretty interesting. I mean, why would you overprotect the Gragas, which is generally good at escaping? Hopefully he's going to use those wards to exert a lot of pressure onto CLG's mid lane. Shyvana not known to gank as early. She is starting on red though, which is pretty interesting. Might go for a surprise gank on bottom. Shyvana getting lantern in by Thresh on level 3. Surprise gank ending up bottom might be the good plan, but CLG sees that coming with the ward, so we'll see what happens.
Did they get spotted in the bottom lane? You saw them sneaking in. We'll see whether this works out. CLG going in. Oh, they both show themselves, and they both go standard lane. So, this is your lane. This is what you know. What do you see between these two?
Right now, it's a war of pushing the lane first, because whoever pushes the lane, you need an entire wave, and then 3 more melee creeps to get level 2. Problem is, you can't push a Jinx with rockets unless you contest it. Thresh got poked out by Lulu, which is great. They catch Aphromoo right here, though.
That's a good hook, but straight away the Glitter Lance on towards Killers. Good support from DoubleLift there, keeping his ADA support alive.
Double is almost out of mana, but it doesn't matter. He won the push war. They know Shyvana's location. They poked Turquality pretty much down, and Turquality didn't respect the push coming out of Lulu and Lulu Jinx lane. You're not going to counter push that. Not with Thresh Draven, unless Thresh starts E and E's the entire wave. But he started hook earlier, so they know they cannot win, and I think they just didn't respect the push enough. And they're going to pay the price.
Already paying that price. They're losing CS here. That's another one going to the turret. You can see it's 10-3 already. DoubleLift versus Killer. And at the moment, it's a big advantage that's only maybe going to grow stronger. But Draven, once he gets going, once those axes start spinning, he should be able to wipe out anything pushing towards him.
And look, it's desperate position. Shyvana coming in with the lantern, but counter gank.
Counter gank straight away. The Ignite should be enough to take down the Thresh. Meanwhile, we do see Theokoles trying to come in, but it's Aphromoo that picks up the first blood.
And that's all about that damn blue buff ward. We saw Shyvana coming. They knew it, and they played it nice. They didn't change the lane behavior.
Oh, they're sticking around. Theokoles in trouble now. They're going to go in for another one. He's had to try and get away from this one. Aphromoo's going to follow through. Theokoles is going to turn around, tries to flash back in towards it. DoubleLift's not having anything. Throws the rocket back at him. It's another kill.
CLG's not even letting me finish. But anyways, they didn't change the lane behavior. The counter gank they predicted the gank from Shyvana. They saw her coming. They counter ganked perfectly. Baited her in. Thresh with Lantern and Hook has nothing else to offer. And this is CLG snowballing already.
Snowballing, pushing hard on that bottom turret. And like you said, this is all developed from that very first level 1 engagement. Going full on aggression, not respecting their lane opponents. And speaking of respect, look at the top lane at the moment. Nien, 21 to 13 on Kha'Zix. That's not really a lane that should either be... It should be fairly even, to be honest, if you ask me, but it's just Nien just bashing out that CS.
Look at all across the map, CLG pushed the waves in because they knew exactly where Shyvana is. Shyvana doesn't offer that much threat early, and if you know her location, you can just push because you know she won't be around your lane for quite a while. Just CLG drawing aggro again to bot lane. As we said, Rush Hour, Aphromoo and DoubleLift doing really well here. They draw the aggro from the jungle. Trick reads that pretty well. Counter ganks, and CLG just sets the pace for a great game.
Theokoles trying to put a bit of poke down on towards Link. Link not really having any of it on Orianna. He's already got the jungler coming in to support. Is he going to go too deep here, Theokoles? I was just wondering, Trickz is ready and waiting to pounce on Elise, but instead he chooses wisely to head north and maybe have a look towards the end.
And this is so sad because Turquality's level 6 combo could be quite lethal. Kha'Zix with evolving and Gragas having the slam right there.
Well, Nien is a bit too deep here. Is he going to get caught out? He's already backing away. He has got Wither available should he require it. He's going to have Shyvana on him as well. The Ignite's going to get used. He flashes onto the tower, but it may be too little too late. And that's going to be Thaldrin picking up the first kill for Turquality.
And that's exactly what they need. If they want one guy snowballing, it's Kha'Zix. They need the resets. They need the damage coming out. Surprise jump from Kha'Zix. Could turn around a fight, but look at DoubleLift in the bot lane with double buff already. It's 5 minutes into the game, commanding CS lead. What are they going to do to deal with this?
It's not good giving DoubleLift a double buff. That's not really what you want. Gragas has returned back to lane, and he's keeping up. He's the only one that's keeping up a little bit. Link's still with the 10 CS, but that's only because Ahmed did just go back, so he'll gain that back in a second.
And if we're getting into the nitty-gritty of bot lane, right now it looks somewhat to be able to be dealt with, but they're pushing now. Thresh and Draven are pushing, and DoubleLift is just letting them push, taking one minion at a time, making them push, and then at one point he's going to stand behind his creeps and duel them together with Aphromoo, and then that's when Thresh and Draven are going to be in big trouble.
Yeah, Aphromoo just placing down that ward. They know he's there. They've got that tri-bush. They're going to see Theokoles going around there any second now. He's going to be sneaking past, walks close enough to the ward that he gets spotted. Should have stuck to the wall on the right-hand side if he wants to sneak in towards that bush, I believe.
Definitely always walk around brushes if you can. You never know whether they're warded or not, especially against a team at CLG. They're reading Turquality like a book here. They know they're ahead in bottom lane. They know they're about to freeze. The only counter to that is get your jungle to group with you and push in a wave. He's trying to gank, but he's not even pushing it in. CLG might actually pull off a freeze here.
Yeah, well, you can see actually Trickz is nearby. He's on the golem, so I wouldn't be surprised if he pays a visit, throwing out the lantern, throwing out everything he can, but his jungler had already left.
I mean, generally you throw out a lantern and walk forward just to bait people to back off, but if you use your spells and they don't really connect, then you have cooldowns, and Trick knows that. Yeah,
Trick knows that already. He's already gone into position. Thaldrin trying to go aggressive on towards Nien, but Nien just keeping that Q stacking. He's building towards the Sunfire Cape. Thaldrin getting very aggressive, gone early brutalizer there in that top lane.
Yeah, has to burn through any armor that Nien starts buying, because otherwise it's going to be an uphill battle. In bot lane right now, they did back off. Trick didn't get the gank off. Perhaps Aphromoo and DoubleLift changed the lane behavior to a lot more aggressive. We can see that already. They have a way more aggressive stance right now because they know they win the 2v2, and they're just gonna deny as much CS as they can.
Well, they're going to try and get the blue steal on here. Trick's already there, Link's with him, but we do see them both passing by a ward, so they know completely that they are here. Barrel comes out, has to use the smite to make sure he secures it. Trickz. That is going to cause a problem for Link.
Yeah, but it's the correct play after all. Smiting and contest is always worth it. Just don't give your blue buff to your enemies. Nien's still roaming down though.
Yeah, he roamed down, but it was warded out, so they managed to get in there, but it's Tyresse that's going to get caught out once again. The Ignite is going to pull him in. Is it going to be enough wards on Aphromoo? Yes, it will be. It's Skiller that picks that one up, dodges out of DoubleLift shots.
That was great usage of the hook there, combined into the flay with the Draven displacement, basically pushing Aphromoo over and over into that turn, going for a 1-for-1 kill. Pretty good still, but Jinx still has a trade potential to out-trade Draven right there, so they're still not in a good spot.
And DoubleLift continuing to keep that CS snowball going. 63 to 38 now in that bottom lane. It's starting to become a bit of a gulf in class right now between the AD carries. The self-proclaimed #1 AD carry of North America. And he'd like to say the wall, but I don't think he's that confident. Meanwhile, Theokoles is going to jump across. Nien's going to be the focus target. Hasn't got flash available this time around, so he may well go down. Thaldrin will pick up the kill. Can they get him towards Trickz? So they're just going to fire off those void spikes and walk away. They're happy with that kill.
Looks like both junglers have the same idea at the same time, but Theokoles was level 6 already. Trickz still sitting on level 5, and even if he was 6, at least wouldn't really matter that much. So the better 2v2 duel coming out of Turquality, and Kha'Zix with another kill. We might see this turning around even.
Well, the gold advantage is actually with Turquality right now, despite the fact how bad it's going in that bottom lane. It has to go bad in the bottom lane because DoubleLift is the carry. He's the man for CLG.
Well, he was. Hopefully the other people are going to step up because a one-man team is not going to carry it anymore, and we've seen that in the past already.
Yeah, we've seen him try and we've seen it fail. We'll see whether it works out this time around. They're going to keep on pushing though. They have got the BF sword now on DoubleLift, so the damage potential from Jinx is pretty enormous. But I am surprised to see CLG pulling this one out.
It's definitely interesting to see Turquality's at least fighting back. You know, they're not giving up. Okay, they had some bad stuff happen to level 1, mainly because of the blue buff ward, but they're still, their top lane is confident, and this might give them motivation to the bot lane to hang in there, because if you know your team got your back and they can get you back into the game, you got to play on.
Well, you know, a fed Kha'Zix can be a very scary beast,
especially as Jinx.
For an AD carry. Yeah, exactly. Shockwave pulled from Link there, misses, and well, Theokoles feeling confident, just walked out, didn't use the flash.
Yeah, definitely the burnout speed from Shyvana is what makes her such a strong champion. I mean, she has the massive displacement when going in. Looks like Gragas on a blue buff, but we see Spider approaching.
Yeah, he's going to try and get the blue buff, but instead he backs away. Was a little bit fearful there, the rest of CLG going in towards the dragon. But well, I'm not too sure that Turquality should be contesting this one. They're going to maybe try and use that explosive cast to try and contest it. They do catch on the hook on towards Link there. Tyrese is taken very low. Super Mega Death Rocket goes in there. Trickz follows through, manages to sink his fangs in towards Tyrese and takes him down.
Might be enough to slow him down though.
It may be enough to force them to back away here. Theokoles in there. Teleport coming through though. That's going to be Nien, so that's going to spell the end of this one. Explosive Cask is the only thing they can try and use to steal. They got it out. They got it. Shyvana with the smoke. We see the blades coming across. Nien taken very low. They're going to have to be forced to back away from this one. CLG looking to get away with their lives here.
Well, look at that. Turquality with a man down, taking an advantage. Teleport drawn from Nasty Stop. Kha'Zix was already pushing. This was a gamble for TLG. They needed that Drake, and then Theokoles just mans up and just goes in for the smite with the aid of Gragas. You saw Gragas even go into the fight to help his buddy get out there. Draven, perfect dancing on the edge of the fight by Turquality there. Okay, they had a sacrificial Thresh who didn't really get his flay off. But yeah, he died. He ate the rocket, but he stalled him long enough for Shyvana to come back. And yeah, he outsmited Trick, and that was pretty damn well played by Turquality.
Very well played. A tower and a dragon quickly snowballs that in their advantage. CLG switching the lanes round. You do see the AD carrying support of Aphromoo and DoubleLift heading up there. Thaldrin is going to find Aphromoo. Aphromoo, you've got to be careful. He could just get nommed right now. That's a pickaxe and a brutalizer on Thaldrin. He could go down before DoubleLift gets a chance to react.
Yeah, but he has Whimsy and has his knock-up from his ultimate, and DoubleLift generally is on top of his game. If their synergy is as good as they claim to be, they will be ready for that. Look at Aphromoo though, investing in an early Oracle's Elixir when Turquality is actually not warding that much, showing a lot of respect for the opponent. Maybe too much on the warding front.
A lot of damage from DoubleLift being poked on towards Thaldrin. The support already on the way up here. It's actually going to go head-to-head there. You're going to find Aphromoo. Aphromoo already backing away. Also, Theokoles joining the party in this top lane. Trickz comes in. It's a 3v3. We're going to see a play going down. Is DoubleLift is going to be the target. They need to put a lot of damage down towards him. If DoubleLift goes down, this could turn badly very quickly. It's a 2v2. The box comes in. They get a good slow on towards Trickz. Theokoles wants to get the damage continuing. He uses the burnout to try and chase on towards it. He's got Amastyle coming around the side, but Link is there as well in support. They can keep on throwing the barrels. Amastyle, he has got his classic available. Not going to throw it out though. Instead, just uses a standard barrel. He could have got the kill there.
Nah, he was maybe scared of a repel coming out or still like some defensive steroids coming out from the CLG team. Actually, the really sad part was that Thresh was level 5 when that engage happened, else he would have caged in DoubleLifting immediately. Kha'Zix maybe wouldn't have dropped, but he actually got the level up, got his box a little later. But that was a good attempt. DoubleLift getting caught there by Thresh. Good backwards flay. Lantern connecting everybody jumping double lift, and it's just exactly what Turquality has to do.
And that's actually bought the time for Draven Killers to get some farm going. He fell so far behind, but you can see he's turned it down. Blue buff being taken away now by Turquality, and he's also using that Thresh Lantern to back away. Explosive cast, but Nien bounces in towards him. Amistar hasn't got...
Great hook.
What a great hook! Link getting caught out here, has to use the rapid growth to try and keep him away there. Instead, Theokoles now trying to get away from this. Thaldrin's going to back away as well. Nintonzo's going to keep on turning through this one, but they can't pursue. And Turquality, well, they are showing some serious quality here, because they are 1,000 gold up, and they are actually starting to go for some steals.
And in the meantime, the gold might swing if Draven ends up taking that bottom turret. At the same time, DoubleLift is pushing top tower. Let's see if Thaldrin and Theokoles can defend that.
So we'll see. Nien is going to go down there. This is actually another issue, though. Their top lane has been left alone. Thaldrin is going up there. I'm not too sure he's going to be able to deal with that. That's going to be a turret going down. And let's not forget, Nien's on Nasus. Nasus will get
really
incredible later game. But the problem is, can they work around him? His slow is going to stop one of them, but that's a problem because it's going to be Draven or Kha'Zix. You can only pick one. The other one is going to have free reign on your AD carry.
Well, Kha'Zix doesn't really get hindered too much. Okay, mobility-wise he does, but he still has enough damage coming out from his spells that he doesn't really care about the attack split. So Draven, same, he's throwing axes. But actually, I'm just actually really impressed by Thresh as well. Yes, he's been missing some spells, but Greg is going in the mid.
All-in explosive cast being thrown out there. Draven coming in around the side. Thresh there as well. Super Mega Death Rocket missing. Great hook in there along with the Flay. They're trying to get in towards Amistar. Wants to try and pick up a kill. Not going to get it. Now Trickz in trouble. You see the axes continuing to throw out there. Aphromoo comes in. The chompers from DoubleLift keeps them away. But it's DoubleLift that went down.
And this team is working so well together.
DoubleLift, Link.
Yeah, Link went down. DoubleLift survived that bottom. We used the Super Mega Death Rocket. Didn't connect for a kill. This team is trying to save each other. Again, Tyresse playing really well. Another hook.
That hook's going to land. It's Aphromoo that's now going to get caught out. Tyrese going to flash away. Trickz taken low. He's going to repel. He's got to land somewhere soon. Will he? Ulti come out from Draven. He's not going to catch him. While this is all happening, I've got to point out, Nien is continuing to push the bottom lane. Oh, Thaldrin taken so low by DoubleLift there.
Dan, Tyresse missed a few flays here and there, but his hooks are spot on. He's playing a really damn mean Thresh, and his team is doing a great job of following up on his engages. These guys are not afraid to risk something. You saw, like, under the tower, like, I wasn't entirely sure if they were going to make it out alive, but they're playing aggressive, and that's really great to see.
They are going to be gaining confidence right now. They're coming into this one thinking, oh, we are rubbish, guys. We got no chance of beating you guys. And suddenly they're thinking, you know what, guys? I think we've got a bit of a chance here. There's no reason we can't go up head-to-head with these ones. They're only one tower down. They're heading goal. They're equaling kills. Why not give them a game?
Yeah, but they're losing tower pressure though. Mid tower is already half HP. If we look at the other side, it's a lot higher on CLG side. Their bottom tower is still on complete full HP, mainly due to Ninja constantly pushing down bottom lane. So the gold might swing in CLG's favor tower-wise, but at the same time, it will only equalize what we have, and that is actually good news for Turquality.
Well, 30 seconds on that Dragon, and it's Turquality that are warding it out there. Double pink wards being used out by Tyrese. Tyrese coming back in towards that mid lane. Link needs to be careful he doesn't get caught out once again. Blue buff will be picked up by Gragas just before this fight begins, so if anything, Turquality are going to be the more prepared for this Dragon fight.
Yeah, they know they can't really get the towers right now, so they need to focus on neutral objectives like buffs and like Dragon. They ward up beautifully with a pink ward. They don't waste Oracle time just yet. 2 pinks is enough to cover that area, and they really need this Drake though, because else CLG is going to get back into this game.
Well, they're going to lose that mid turret, I believe. Link's just shoved the wave in there, and there's not enough hit points on it to fight it off here. Just off the side there, Trickz is thinking about going in. Look at Link. Link's taken so low. They're going to have to use the grappling growth to try and keep him up there. Thaldrin did put enough damage on him. Explosive cast gets thrown out. That's going to be the extras. Can they get on towards him? Link's taken low. DoubleLift's taken low. Aphromoo's taken cold out the side. Aphromoo will go down. That's one. Can they get on towards Trickz? No, they can't. The Turquality should be backing away from this fight.
For the rocket.
They're taken down, but it's another hook. Trickz goes in there. He throws the box down, but he's too deep. Just up the side. Nien's getting on towards Aphromoo. Oh, it's another one. Kha'Zix is down. This is all turned backwards for Turquality. They took their chances too deep. They delved too deep, and that is a triple kill for DoubleLift. That is not what they wanted in that fight.
Damn it, Turquality. Such a well-played team fight at the start, but just the greed at the end, and this is what I meant. They're taking risks, but Thresh flashed in, tried to go for the 1-for-1 on Elise. Was a great idea. Flay backwards, box. Kha'Zix comes in to reset, but Trickz, he won that fight with that repel. He didn't give Kha'Zix a reset. Meanwhile, they were waiting for him to land. Draven was stuck in the middle, and who was left alone, auto-attacking everyone? DoubleLift. Yet again.
Once again, all on his own, gets himself the double buff. He's saying, thank you very much, 514.
He won that fight with one great flash. He got barreled backwards from Gragas, flashed out immediately, and then Turquality gave into the greed, and they lost that fight horribly, but at the same time, they're only 700 gold down, but they lost a lot of pressure.
Lost a lot of pressure, and that may well be a disheartening fight for them, but as you said, it was greed. If they knew the position of Aphromoo, they could easily have got around the back of him there, but instead, Theokoles backs away, was just taking a peek towards the Baron, and steps away from this one. So, 4-1, middle inner turret going down. The game has turned on its head. CLG, despite the fact it's only 100 gold, are massively behind in terms of tower pressure.
Yeah, CLG playing this really, really well. It's something actually I talked earlier with Joe as well. If only League of Legends had this like pressure meter to show like which team is exerting so much pressure on the map, because it's CLG right now. They were behind. Yes, they were behind in gold, but they had the turrets. Turrets lead into vision in your own. Like if you take down turrets, they lead to aggressive vision in the enemy jungle. That allows you to get picks, possibly buff control later once the 20-minute mark hits. Nashor will be able to be contested.
Absolutely, and well, now the red buffs may well going to be contested. They're going to try and chase this one. All right, Trickz tries to keep to Theokoles, trying to keep him away, but Trickz instead just like turns it around, gets the rest of his team in there. The barrel will find them all, and they will back away. Chose not to go too aggressive for that red. So, what are we seeing? Where is going to be the next point of contestation?
Well, actually, Turquality is running into an issue right now. They don't have anybody that can deal with the NASA split-pushing menace that is Nien. Because he's basically on the bot lane, shoving in. Okay, Draven can maybe clear those waves, perhaps, but it's really not enough for him. Nasus will just regen up. He's really damn tanky, and they're having issues with dealing him. Because we have to remember, like, if Gragas is not around to hit the Nasus, all his armor is going to pay out. So he's going to pay out dividends against the Kha'Zix and the Draven.
Just wrapping myself up in cable, don't worry, at the moment it is going to be Turquality backing out the wrong direction. Trips is going to find down there. The cocoon does land on towards Amistar. He's going to go down. He uses the explosive cask and tries to belly dash away, but he's got nothing else. And Trickz takes that one away from the double lift.
Looks like CLG doesn't like DoubleLift getting a kill. Could have actually got him another kill if he got this passive up there.
And he's not going to get this one either. He's going to get blocked off. Just a game by Theokoles, keeping his support alive for a few moments longer.
Imagine if that rocket hit, Jinx's passive would have procced a super speed boost, and DoubleLift could have had an extra kill there, and another one. That's the way Jinx works. One after the
Trickz.
Scumbag Trickz.
Scumbag Trickz blocking it out there. Now they're going to go in towards the Baron. They've realized they've forced the team away. They can see Thaldrin is down in that bottom lane. This will be a really Baron for free for CLG, and as you say, really quickly done.
Nasus with ulti combined with Elise does so much damage on Nashor. DoubleLift's ult, the Gatling gun just stacking over and over and over and over again. Is really, they have a really strong Baron attempt. Uncontested, so it doesn't even matter for them, but they can actually, in the next parts of the game, rush Baron really quick.
Uh-oh, Theokoles completely out of position. He's going to get Whimsy down. You can see he has to use his ultimate to try and get away from this one. The rest of the team using that speed boost.
He might get baited.
And now actually may well get onto this one. No, they will step away. Honestly, I don't think Turquality can even contest this tower.
If anything, Lulu will just use their ulti to try and interrupt Shyvana mid-flight, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Killer's getting caught out with the cocoon there. Not going to follow through on this one. Theokoles' ultimate will wear out in a moment. He's desperately trying to put that fire down, keep everyone away from it, but they are losing hit points on their own tower here.
They need Gragas to clear those waves mighty quick, because otherwise it's not going to be enough. They're just too damn tanky. They have too much poke.
Gragas trying to sneak around the side. You see Draven throwing out those spinning blades, trying to keep everything clear in that lane. They have bought themselves a little bit of time, but I don't think it's going to be long enough. There's not really any pressure. Look towards the bottom. That's going to even itself out. The middle, that's pretty even as well. But of course, with those turrets going down, it's actually CLG that are keeping that pressure on. So, Turquality, CLG just need to play the waiting game here, surely.
Yeah, Gragas needs to be in the middle of those waves, clearing them. Thresh needs to land the hook. That's all they have, because they have Orianna poke, Cocoon from Elise.
Explosive cast was used by onto Aphromoo there. Aphromoo giggles about it, but unfortunately for them, they're beating down that tower. Turquality need to back away quick. Void Spikes were landed very well. Great static shift coming out from DoubleLift there, trying to get into the shot onto all 5 members, and now they're backing towards the inhib turret. I don't think CLG are going to keep the siege going.
They could, potentially they could, because Gragas ulti is down. They don't really need much more as an invitation to go in. Nasus can tank that tower for ages. They have so much poke. Zap, Orianna follow-up. They have disengage. They're in a perfect position. Cocoon follow-up as well. They might rotate to another lane to draw them away, but they have all the tools they need to take down that turret.
Well, those blades are back. That's going to be the shockwave. Theokoles trying to buy out as much time as he can, but he may well cost his life. Has to ultimate away once again, but this is an inhibitor turret that's now going to go down. Counter Logic Gaming starting to drive through their advantages. 22 minutes in. We saw it with Gambit. They got a 2-minute inhibitor. We're going to see the same from the Americans. Counter Logic Gaming in control against Turquality.
Yeah, definitely. we see the experience from CLG kicking in. Rakazi jumping in.
Oh, baited. They left Nien on his own. He's like, yeah, come on, jump at me. He's going to quite happily take that one. Even Trickz survives, gets the growth on towards him. Tyrese takes him so low. He's going to go down. DoubleLift gets himself a rampage and gets blown into the team. That's not what they wanted. He's going to start keeping the damage going. The rockets flowing on towards them, and CLG, they may turn take this and push on.
And as we're talking about experience from CLG, it just shows that Turquality, they're trying to chase a loss, and you don't chase a loss. You regain your senses and you try and make a pick.
Tell that to gamblers.
Yeah, exactly. That's like in poker. You don't chase a loss because it's just going to cost you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, CLG this time may well have bitten off more than they can chew. This time they will have to actually back away properly, and Counter Logic Gaming will do that quite happily. They've still only got a 4,000 gold. Gold terms, it's a close game. Pressure terms, CLG 6-1 ahead in turrets. An inhibitor down, it is theirs to win.
And they have a siege composition, although
they're still going in.
Theokoles might go for the steal again.
Well, he landed the steal before. They've got the cast, they've got the steal smite. Why not continue on there? They've got the explosive cast. Doesn't even get the smite steal. Theokoles going to get caught out here. He's going to go down. Feed them a kill, feed them the dragon. Anything else they want, they will take.
You see this a lot with a lot of these amateur teams or not as experienced teams coming in. They're really great when getting ahead, but they falter when they get behind. And it's a sign of a great team that fights back when behind, because they know exactly what they need to do, which vision they need, how far they can overextend, which picks they need to make. Turquality is just desperately trying to cling on, getting a pick on CLG, but CLG is driving this game. If they want to get caught, they'll get caught, but if they don't, they're just calmly walking away. And this is the experience showing off CLG's squad.
It's funny you mention that, because that's exactly what we used to talk about Meet Your Makers. And they got ahead when they took the towers down early. They knew exactly what they were doing. They did really executed it well. The moment they didn't win that early lane phase, which this was pretty close, they just suddenly start thinking, faltering. Decision making is just not quite there. Few wrong errors, and that's sometimes all it takes. I mean, I remember Alex is talking about the Korean teams, like they don't make problems. When they do, you have to capitalize, otherwise you're not going to win.
Yeah, definitely. Every player has had that before, and you just have to learn from those mistakes. And winning is easy, but losing is hard. As cliche as it may sound, you can come back from some games, but you have to wait for your opponent to make a mistake, and you can't force it upon them, because then it's going to make it easy.
Oh, with on to Amma. Amma's going to have to use the explosive cast, but the Lulu catches on. Shockwave, everything used. That's the mid laner down. There's no explosive cask available. They can just push on through the mid lane.
Who's going to stop Nien, so? Who's going to stop DoubleLift?
Nobody. He's gone straight for Trinity Force as well. All he got was just that simple shield in there, and he can just plow on through. Nien just beating down, and those Qs will be doing massive amounts of damage. In fact, I'm going to just double check now, see how much he's pounding away on that. He's getting extra 150 on top of the 110 that he's getting, as well as that was another little bonus I missed as well. Put us on top of the 222, so he's hitting those turrets for about 500 every Q, so he's pounding them down along with DoubleLift too. Well, you can see he's got himself that Guardian Angel now. He is secure. Counter Logic Gaming will be securing their first game. So what did Turquality do about this? They actually looked good at the start, and they held the gold lead for a short period of time.
They can learn lessons from this game. Yes, play aggressive, but conservative when you have to, and that's basically what's hard about League of Legends. When do I go in? When do I go back? When do I respect my opponent? And when I just don't give a damn about him. And it's really hard, and it can be as close as one barrel. It can be as close as one flash flay. Like, we saw the support Thresh being so fundamental in so many one fights, but this one time he overreached, bait his entire team in, and he died. Is that bad of him? No, because if he never takes a chance, he will never fail anyways.
Just a little itch of greed, and once again trying to go for the flash hook, but instead he gets caught out by the chompers. Super Mega Death Rocket goes in there. Shockwave is available still, but he's not even going to be needed, though Link manages to get himself a second kill. They push on through for the final inhibitor turret of the game. Those big beaten down shots from the Enton, so in the front loaded damage. He's taking everything down. CLG are pretty low on health, but they can keep on pushing through. They've got super minions with them. They're going to go on towards the Nexus turrets here and potentially close the game out, as that's another kill. Obliterated indeed. Amma's doing what he can to try and protect this one. Wither's doing enough to slow him down. Barrel's rolling out, but you can't stop DoubleLift when he's this fed. 7-1-9 is DoubleLift's score. He's going to be happy and confident AD carry after this one, but it was closer than it seems in the start. That barrel would have killed him. Nevertheless, Counter Logic Gaming, they pick up their first game. It is a best of 3 though, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, against Team Turquality. Looking good towards the end, Counter Logic Gaming, but it was actually Turquality's aggression that backfired on them.
I wonder if we're going to see Shyvana again, because he was actually pivotal in creating those early game leads where they ended up counter-ganking each other 2v2, and Shyvana just being the stronger duelist early than Tensei and Elise, especially with that ultimate combining with Kha'Zix. If they just take out the risk from a strong champion like Shyvana snowballing and potentially getting resets from a Kha'Zix, that could be enough for CLG's methodical approach, experience to kick in and just take the game home.
Fantastic stuff. So, Counter Logic Gaming showing that they have the exact same style they've always had.
Well, maybe if it's not a bad style to have, as long as you execute it properly.
Exactly, and you know, they've executed it very well against Turquality. If they to get through to Fnatic, would they be able to do the same thing? Well,
they still made a few mistakes getting caught out, and Turquality got a gold lead, so they definitely have some things to work on, but they also had things working for them. Nasus was a really good pick here. He ended up pushing pretty well. It was really tanky. Trickz generally was at the right place at the right time, often not as strong. Maybe he should focus a little more on farming or respect the duo possibilities there, because they actually went for some 2v2s and ended up losing them. But at the same time, we saw at least communication coming out from CLG. They were helping each other. This wasn't just a double lift show. Their Link played pretty okay on Orianna as well. They had a good composition. There was thought behind it. It all made sense, and then they just took the game home once they got a small advantage.
Well, in terms of first-time experiences, I could think against a game called Team Turquality, a team you've potentially not heard of. It's probably a nice way to break you in. When I think back to, say, Voidal, he came up against, what, Fnatic in his first game for Gambit. Do you remember your first game?
My first game?
Or first on LAN game, I guess.
On LAN game, yeah. I was somewhere in France and actually didn't perform too well, nor did our team. I was in Poitiers, I believe, or a little Paris Games Week even. I'd even before my CLG EU days, and it's definitely an experience. It's not what it is right now, but yeah, they played well. I just hope they just learn from these games, and both CLG and Turquality can take a lesson here. The only thing I have to add is, yes, you say playing against a team like Turquality might be easy, but it actually punishes you harder, because if you make mistakes against a team like Fnatic, people can expect that. But if you somehow lose or make mistakes against people that you have never heard of, that might be a little discomforting.
It's going to be a bit harsher on you. We're going to take a break here, ladies and gentlemen. After this, it will be game